Al, we finally made it
We finally made it.
to the end of Inuyasha.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Oh, gee.
we still have some stuff to go, obviously, but this is a big milestone for us. This is the
Mm-hmm.
big chunk of the series to get out of the way.
Yeah, this is the significant section.
Yes. So yes, hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared Now Watch Inuyasha, is episode 170. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Lady
Hello.
We are discussing season 6, episode 29, or episode 167, entitled "The Bond Between Them Use the Sacred Jewel Shard Part 2."
Duh.
Yes, we this is the second half of last week's episode. That was just an hour-long episode in Japan, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We get it split up here, and this is the season, or I guess the series finale of Inuyasha, the original series.
Mm-hmm.
So, of
This
course,
is
they're
it.
going to wrap everything up, and it's going to be all hunky-dory, right?
Mm,
No.
no.
No. Oh, yeah, we begin this week with just the continuation of last week, where the one dude has hold of Kagome, and then he just blasts a hole into Kagura, and she's like, I'm out of here. That sucked.
Ow.
Ow. She eventually just, like, flies away and then falls off her feather into a river where Sesshomaru and his crew is.
Mm-hmm.
And Ren and Jokin try and get her out. It was mostly Ren, and then Jokin tries to get Ren out, and they both get swept away, and Sesshomaru's like,
Guess
So-
I have to get them.
yep. He pulls them all out, and Kagura fills in the hole in her chest and wakes up and is like, huh?
Got her
She's
booba out.
She got her booba out the whole time.
Telling you, she was
Um,
just trying to get Sesshomaru's attention.
Yeah. Basically, she's like, hey, what y'all doing? I know where Naraku's hiding his heart. You know, that's why he keeps, like, not dying and everything. He's got his heart somewhere else.
Wow.
So, like, he's got an infant. You should probably find that and take that out if you want to do it. And Sesshomaru's like, why do you want me to do it? She's like, well, you're probably the only one who can really do it. So you should do that
You,
thing.
you should give it a shot.
Jokin's like, what? Such flattery.
Such flattery.
She gives them one of the crystal shards that detects the orb.
Mm-hmm.
She gives that to Jokin, and Jokin hangs on to it. And then she goes away to go keep on finding the heart. And Ren's like, I bet she was in love with Sesshomaru.
Which, like, they've interacted, what, like 3 times?
Yeah. She's like, as she's leaving, she's like, I just wanted to see him one more time before I die.
Which, again, she fell into a river. She didn't know he was going to be there.
Yeah, she didn't
What-
really have
what-
a choice. It was just pure happenstance.
Right. Like, what are we doing here?
Hakudoshi's with Naraku, and he's like, you know Kagura's a traitor, right? Like, why do you keep her around? And Naraku's like, I could crush her heart at any time, but I don't, because I'm going to use her to lead everyone into a trap. Also, you got work to do. Go.
Go.
Inuyasha and the gang leave Goryomaru's temple, and they find a cave with a bunch of demon parts in it, and they're like, well, this must be the place they've been taking those demons they've been killing. That's weird. Hakudoshi shows up in front of Kagura and is like, hey, we got work to do. They go to the temple, and Hakudoshi just immediately strikes Goryomaru,
Mm-hmm.
cutting him, and Goryomaru tries to use his cannon arm, and it doesn't do anything.
Also, Hakadoshi basically is like, hey, you're a scrub.
Basically, yeah. Inuyasha smells blood, and they head back to the temple. Except for Hakudoshi's attacked Goryomaru again, and Goryomaru is done for.
He's dead.
Dead.
I was going to say poison, but no one would get that.
Poison.
Because it's also not poison that killed
Yeah.
him.
Kana and Infant are there, and Kagura's like, oh crap, the infant was here the whole time. But Hakudoshi takes those two away, they flew away, and he's like, Kagura, deal with Inuyasha. And then Inuyasha's like, Kagura, what's happening? She's like, yeah, the infant has Naraku's heart. You should go, kill it. And then leaves. They bury the corpse of Goryomaru for now.
For now.
Yes. Kagura finds Hakudoshi in a stone demon, and then Inuyasha and the gang are following after her, and she's like, hey, what's up? see ya. And then she basically just leads them to this stone demon as well, where they hop in and fall down. And then Naraku's there. He's like, hey, what's up? How's it
Yo.
going? I've got nearly the entire Shikon jewel thing. I want that last shard from Kagome. Inuyasha tries to attack, doesn't do anything. Moroku tries to use the wind tunnel, and then the bees show up out of nowhere. He just starts sucking them in because he's very dumb until Inuyasha's like, dude, stop being stupid. He's like, oh.
No.
They put a barrier up to hide everyone else, and Inuyasha's going to just try and take down the stomach because the power of the jewel made it so it's just spewing acid.
Mm-hmm.
Inuyasha uses the adamant barrage and breaks Naraku up into pieces, but then Naraku just disappears. And the adamant barrage doesn't really do a whole lot on the stomach.
Our gang is in trouble.
Our gang's in trouble. Kikyo runs into Kana and the infant, and then at point blank range is going to shoot them, and then she's like, no, you can't shoot us. And then Buttman shows up and attacks Kikyo, allowing them to fly away.
Woo!
And she's like, dang it.
So basically useless.
Yeah. Inuyasha gets the final jewel shard to put into the Tetsaiga, but then, oh no, the jewel shard is getting corrupted, and it's making Inuyasha turn into a demon. Oh no!
Oh no! Also, at one point, Moroku passes out, and his shield barrier gives away.
So Inuyasha just puts like his cloak onto them.
Mm-hmm. His shirt.
His shirt. So yeah, Inuyasha's got the jewel shard into the sword, and he's having a bad time, and then Kagome runs in and is like, no, and she burns her feet in the acid, and then holding on to Inuyasha is enough to purify the jewel shard to allow it to fully go into the Tetsaiga.
Also, we got to mention his sweet eyeliner.
He got some sweet eyeliner from his demonic form, I guess.
It was pretty cool.
So Inuyasha's able to do a much more powerful adamant barrage and just blow open the stomach of the demon, allowing them to escape. And Naraku's like, that's not what I was expecting. Huh. And then they're all out of there, and they're okay. Kagome passes out, and Inuyasha says her name like 30 times.
Yep. Kagome, 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 Kagome! Yeah. Echoes.
Sesshomaru and his gang go to Goromaru's temple, because that's where Kagura told him to go, and then they find an open grave, and they're like, that's weird. And then Sesshomaru's like, yep, nothing for us here. We should go.
We should go.
We go back to Kaede's village, where she's tending to everyone. Moroku's just like in a bed. She's got like a little like foot bath for Kagome to heal her feet, and then Inuyasha comes and is like, hey, come outside with me, and they climb a tree, and they're like, oh, I'm so happy. I was happy that I got to be by your side, Inuyasha. And Inuyasha's like, me too, but in my head I'm saying this, not
in
out
my
loud.
head. Which, why are you saying it in your head? Also, Miyoga and Shippo are like, Inuyasha's too much of a scrub. He's too immature to do this properly, and they get bonked.
Because he immediately walks in as they're saying that.
But yeah, he does put Kagome up in a tree with her bandaged feet. But yeah, she says nice things, and he thinks nice things, and it's like, yep, you sure are immature, buddy.
We get the credits montage from last week, which we saw. Just basically shows everyone and what they're doing after this, and then we get a post-credits thing where basically like, we gotta keep going to fight Naraku, and the adventure will continue. Yay!
Yay!
Which is how they end the series. It's an interesting way to do it, because I guess like, you know, the manga's still going, so I guess the adventure still does continue, but it's like 5 years until they bring back this show. So
yeah.
It's not like we're gonna be back here soon. Don't worry. No, we got a ways to go.
It was such a weird ending when I was watching it like in real time.
Sure.
I was just like, huh? Okay, we just got all this drama stuff. It's like, we'll just keep following Naraku. We'll get it done. Yay! I'm like, oh, okay. So I am glad that there was a continuation eventually, but
yeah,
I am not as familiar with the continuation as I am OG.
Well, we'll both be diving into it, of course.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bit of trivia for this episode, of course. This is the last episode that Inuyasha becomes a demon in the series until the 11th episode of the final act.
Spoilers.
No. As this was the final episode until the final act, My Will from episodes 1 to 20 is played as the ending theme for this episode while showing clips of what all the characters are doing.
Mm-hmm.
At the ending scene, Soda is wearing the same clothes that Conan Edogawa wears in the anime Case Clothes as he is dating Hitomi at an amusement park.
Cute.
As it was the final episode at the time, a special thank you to the audience appears right after the credits while simultaneously letting the audience know that the series would eventually continue. Interesting.
I didn't see it, thank you.
I think it's probably for like the original airing in Japan, most likely.
I see.
This would be the last episode to have Monica Story voice Kagome in the English dub.
Mm-hmm. She gets replaced.
It is also the last time David Kaye voices Sesshomaru in the English dub, not counting the fourth movie until his return in Yashahime. The fourth movie, Fire on the Mystic Island, was there between this episode and the final act, episode 1, which we'll be watching next week, of course.
Yes.
In the scene in which Kikyo confronts Kana and the infant, there's part of her bow that was left undrawn.
I looked at the image and it's really funny, actually.
Good.
It's the same issue with the tail that like the top half is just top half. The top piece is just missing.
Yeah. At the end of the post-credit scene, when the camera pans up as the group keeps moving, there are 3 frames in which Kirara's tail is cut as well. So yeah. Whoops. Inuyasha is done.
Done. We did it.
We did it. We have one more movie to watch, though.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like I said, Fire on the Mystic Island. We'll be watching that next week. I don't think we're going to watch the OVA because there's no English dub for it.
I didn't even know there was an OVA.
Black Tetsuika.
Whoa.
Yeah, it came out in between
fourth movie and final act.
Yeah, I guess they also just made this into they re-put this into the final act as well. So I guess
okay.
We can just watch it then.
Yeah.
So yeah, next time we will be watching Inuyasha the movie for Fire on the Mystic Island, and then after that it's time to dive into the final act. 26 more episodes.
More streamlined.
Yeah, if you look at just like the first episode, just the chapters, it's like a bunch of stuff.
Really?
It's like 361, 362, 392, 411, 378, 359 to 361, 367 to 373, 375, 417, page 5. So yeah.
Wow.
They're like we gotta end this.
Yeah.
It's time to finish this up for good. So yeah, next time, movie number 4. We'll dive into the Fire on the Mystic Island.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But that's going to do it for us this week. If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonlanimecheckup.com or ssc.co where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Anime Checkup OVA. Also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky at seasonanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shine Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, and Hot Tubs and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And get support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So join us next time as we dive into Inuyasha's 4th featured film.